Welcome to a broadcast of Thursdays with Sheriff Todd Baxter. Each week with host Dom Genova, Sheriff Baxter has short discussions on topics you know and want to know more about, or don't know and should know. Here is Sheriff Todd and host Dom.
Well, good. Welcome again to another edition of Thursdays with Sheriff Todd Baxter. And this is the second week that we've had your new logo.
The new logo.
The new logo. With
Anybody
MC,
hit on the
no, nobody's
the
told
mystery?
us what MCBB is yet. No,
All right.
no,
That's
we're
good.
still waiting for
The
that.
mysteries are good.
But you like the logo? You know the logo. Do you notice there's like behind the logo there's like jail bars? Have you noticed that?
I did.
You did notice
Yeah.
it. Okay, well,
Yeah.
that's
it was
good.
very thoughtful. Very thoughtful. Because
Thoughtful.
I run a jail.
Well,
very
yes,
thoughtful.
that is very
That's
good.
good.
Yes,
Mm,
yes, yes. If you had a hamburger joint, we'd put a hamburger there, but it's
No,
a jail.
I'm hungry. No, I'm hungry.
Hey, so the question. Oh, you were looking at
I
the
was
stream.
gonna talk about
Yes,
snow,
it's beautiful
though, but
out there.
snow,
Yes,
yeah.
yes. This is
It's almost
my,
like Pensacola, Florida.
this is this is my retreat. So the question of the week from a woman named Jerry is, tell us about all these online scams or phone scams. You know, people are calling up people and saying, "Hey, your daughter's been arrested," or we're from the sheriff's department. You owe us money. You have a warrant. And what do you know about all this stuff? Because now pickpockets aren't picking
Oh
your
God,
pocket
no,
anymore.
no. Yeah, they do it electronically or with
yeah.
telephones.
So tell us about that.
Yeah, it's really quite simple. When you look at a scam, you can reduce it down to 3 things have to occur.
Okay.
So if these 3 things are occurring in your life, you probably want to pick up the phone and call 911 or do something different. One, they got to engage you in conversation. So someone that's different. It could be online with text messaging. It could be emails. It could be a phone call, obviously. But you're engaging in a conversation with someone you never really engaged in conversation with, one way or another. 2, there has to be something to make you bite, something to make you interested, scared, or other things. So, yeah, your husband passed away and you have a life insurance policy, and you know there's $100,000 waiting for you, right?
Yeah.
Or your nephew just got arrested down in Florida and he needs $50,000 of bail, or your heat's going to get turned off if you don't send us money. There has to be that bite, you know, something that either scares you or makes you want to give, and then there's an ask. So those 3 things: a conversation with someone you never talked to before, one way or another, a something that scares you or makes you want to give, or for any particular reason, and then there's going to be an ask. And those 3 things always line up one way or another to make it a scam. And if people
But-
can be unaware for those.
You never call somebody saying that you have a warrant out and blah 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 blah. I mean that's
No,
I mean,
law
that-
enforcement
yeah,
doesn't do
you
that.
don't call, right?
Yeah, if we do call an individual, we're calling for Dom Genova and saying you have a warrant. You want to turn yourself in before we come down there?
Okay.
But there's no ask in that. You know, you got a warrant, turn yourself in. We're not asking, "I'll bring $50,000 of bail money," or send me money and I can take care of the warrant. See, there's got to be that ask.
Well, the other thing, there's not much you can do when somebody gets scammed like that, right? I mean, they're usually like in China or something.
Yeah,
right?
that money's almost guaranteed gone. We have great investigators that just work in the cyber world. They're very good at it, the electronic world. But often they can track, but there's nowhere to go because the money's in some part of Africa we never heard of, or the money's someplace, you know, offshores. And so, you know, we can find out where the URL is. A lot come from Russia still, but we're not getting your money back. And that's why I love this conversation we're having. Just look for those 3 things. And if they're occurring and it's weird, just say, "Hey, hang up the phone and say, I'll call you right back." Or let me send you an email, and then call us.
Well, and you know, I was talking to somebody in cybersecurity a couple of days ago, and I said, "What should you do with the email? You know, you block the email? Do you just delete it?" He says, "Just don't touch it, and really, basically, there's not much you can do because he was saying that once you block it, they just find another way of getting in touch with you."
Yeah, you're being bombarded 24/7. Your computer is constantly being bombarded by, and their electronic probes that are coming at you all the time, right? These are not someone sitting there dialing 15,000 numbers. They got computers to do that, and then once someone picks up, then the computer's
It's
going
a
to
numbers
generate them
game.
to talk to it, you know. And then there's some guy on the other end of it telling you one of those 3 things. Those 3 things have got to occur, right? They're engaging in a conversation, something interesting. to
So
you.
what were the 3 things you were saying again? Engagement.
So they got to engage in some kind of conversation.
Engagement,
It could be
okay.
text messaging, right? It could be that simple.
Yep.
But you're conversing with someone one way or another. They got to scare you or get you a hook, right? So you often scare, or it's you got money you didn't know you had, right? That's the hook. Then there's going to be an ask. They're going to ask you to do something that's going to give them access to your money, or you're going to send them direct money. And no one does those 3 in a normal conversation. No one calls and does those, right? So conversing, scare, or a desire to get involved because it's too good to be true. And then there's going to be an ask.
Oh, okay. Well, I think we're almost out of time because
Oh,
we
that's
like
great.
we'd like to keep these short. But anything unusual happened this week? You know, you know what I want to start doing? I want to start like dumb crook stories. Do you have any dumb crook stories?
I don't, but last week we were talking about the Kia boys, and we
Oh
were
yeah,
talking
the
about
Kia
those stolen
boys.
bikes.
Yeah.
Just last night we had two kids in Pittsford seen pull up in a Ford pickup truck with Florida plates on it, kids in a cul-de-sac, and the deputies go there and find out the vehicle's stolen from Florida, and they set up a great perimeter. Drones come in, canines come in, and grab two juveniles with a stolen handgun and a stolen car that just drove up from Florida to Rochester, New York to commit crimes.
Okay.
So
Well,
it's always out there.
Yeah, the Kia boys.
Yeah, well, these are sophisticated ones. They drove all the way from Florida in a stolen vehicle.
All right. Well, until next week, it's if it's Thursday, it's Todd Baxter and Dom. Thanks for tuning in. Like and share, by the way.
Thanks for listening. Please like and share. We'll be making more.